Hi, welcome to Branching Out. I'm Curtis Hanlon. Today I'm going to give you an update on the stratification that I have going on in my loft at the farm here. So these are going to be my red oak and mostly my shagbark hickory. I think there might be one rogue seed in there. I forget what I might have put in there. I'd have to check my videos. But if you've been following along on my videos, I kind of give you an update on what's going on when I'm growing at home, growing on my windowsill and all that and the other. Now this dirt seems to be a little bit too damp for me. I'm squeezing a little bit of water out and I don't like that. That's not the way it should be. It should be a little bit drier than that. So we're gonna amend this soil, and at the same time we're gonna be looking for that white mold. And then I'm gonna show you, first we're gonna find it, and we're gonna just rip all of this stuff out, put all the seeds in the bucket and put the dirt in another spot. And we're gonna redo this because they just need to be cold. We need to get them back in there. They got another month and a half or something to go before they're going to be viable. So yeah, let's get at it. Let's get in there, find out, and then I'll show you how I take care of it using the alcohol and a good clean rag and your plain old sink there. That's pretty much all you need. All right, let's get at her. So this is what you don't want, and this is what I just found. See, when you squeeze the dirt out, it shouldn't be that wet. So I'm glad I got to this. It's definitely a learning point for you and for me to make sure you don't make it too wet. So that's what we're gonna do. Rip out all these nuts again, then we're gonna have to find it. So then hopefully nothing's been wrecked so far. I got some decent nuts here, or seeds. I'm gonna separate the seeds as well. The hickories with the hickory and well, I guess it doesn't really matter. You can really tell when you go to plant them. So these don't have any mold on them, but they are just a little too wet. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get at it, and I'll show you if I run in with any mold. Hope I don't. So fortunately for me, I didn't have a lot of problem with a lot of mold. So you can see it's just very light. See if you can get a shot of that right there. Yeah, you can see how it's all a little bit white. I've seen a lot worse, so I caught it in time. So these ones here were kind of like covered in that little bit of that white mold like you saw there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean them with alcohol. But the other ones, they didn't really have that problem. So I'm just gonna wash them with water and rinse them really good and then relayer them. And then what I want you to see here is that I'm just gonna move over just a little bit there. And these are acorns that have already kind of sprouted. You can see this one here's already got the tail come up on it. You can see that. And these ones have split fairly well. Like there's some nice splitting going on here. All right, there you go. So yeah, so these ones are almost ready to go, and it's it's only January, right? So we still got at least a month before we do it, but there's a plan for these. So I'm going to take them, put them kind of to the top, because if they do sprout, I want to take care of them a little better. The rest of them, they're going to stay in here until I make some air prune beds. I have a little bit of a plan. So the very next video probably should be how I'm going to repurpose a small, I don't know what you call it. It was going to be a shed or something like that, but we're going to repurpose it into a sanctuary for my seed starting so that the animals don't get at it. So I'm going to wash these off with alcohol. I got 99%, but I'm going to dilute that to probably 50-50 because he doesn't need to be that strong. Again, most of these are not acorns, and the ones that already popped, no problem. So we're just going to rinse them with water, those with water. Let's get on that. Okay, so we're gonna take the ones that are just cleaned in water we'll just put a layer down here. See it there. There we go. Spread them out. And I'm adding some dry soil because I'm going to definitely make sure they were done right this time. So there's some dry soil in there. And we'll mix up a little bit more in there like so. And then at least I'm controlling how damp it really is. So we want to do that. So we're going to continue to do that. Again, just rinse and repeat, right? Just like that. So, and then we're going to clean the other ones with the alcohol, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get half of this cup full, or at least about, well, let's say a quarter full, and then another quarter will make a half of the alcohol, and then we can use it to wash these nuts right here. So, simple as that. Again, this doesn't have to be super concentrated for the most part. You only have to do this once or twice. If you do it really well, probably wouldn't have to do it at all. Now this is about a 90% peat moss in here, other than a few things I had to use to add because I ran out. So yeah, we're just gonna take a couple of these, whether they got the mold on there, drop them in. Yeah, and again, I'm not gonna leave them in there for a while. I'm just gonna rinse them off with it. That's it. Yeah, and yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about the dirt. Dig in there, give them a little rinse. All right, so what I did is I soaked them and then I just rinsed them off. So I don't know, maybe I'll just take the rag here, and again, I'll just put it there for now and just give them a little wipe down. Now I noticed when I did this with my chestnuts, I had more chances of the mold. And remember, you can get mold anywhere there's like anything, like the skin on this, any kind of organic will cause that. So plus yeah, or anything else that's on it that it can contact with, that mold can attach to. Again, I'm just wiping off some of the alcohol or leftovers, and I rinse them off. Yeah, so they should be good. And that's all it is. So we're gonna get back to putting them in layers. And then we're going to grab those other sprouted ones, and we'll kind of put them closer to the top. All right, the last layer. So after I've rinsed the rest of those with half alcohol and half water. Again, give them a good rinse too. You don't want to leave that alcohol in there too long, but it does help with it. It shouldn't hurt the nuts. I mean, that's why I'm not using it on the ones that are mostly open anyways. There's no reason for that, I don't think. Just wipe them off by hand. So that's, again, another way to just do it is to just grab them by hand and just wipe them off. Just wipe as much as the stuff off as you can. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna place that again over here, because we definitely wanna know, well, we know these are gonna go, so we'll just put them in there. We know where they are, and these will be transplanted soon enough. I don't think I'm gonna wait for the full duration for all of them to sprout. I'm going to get them ahead of time, and then I'm gonna put them in those air prune boxes that I plan to make. So that is the next step, I guess. Kind of committed myself now that I've set it on tape. And the mystery nut was, it looks to be like nectarine or peach. I'm pretty sure it was nectarine because I don't really buy peaches much. But yeah, we'll put them right in there too. Keep them going. Again, there's lots of room on this top layer, so we'll just get in there. So that's about it, really. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get the lid on here. We're gonna put it back in the fridge, and we're gonna leave it in there until I have a chance to come back and re-sew them. So I'm probably going to resew them in those air prune boxes, like I said. So stay tuned for the air prune boxes. And next week, I'm probably going to work on a shelter, if it's still out there. Not sure if my dad had played with it or not. I'm going to strip it down and cover it in wire and use it for a shelter against the animals. So that's what I'm going to go work on. So that's pretty much it for this episode. So I want you to stay safe and come back next week for another video.